In this problem, let's use the given angle measurements to help us find x. So here, we've been given a triangle, and we've been given two of the angle measurements of that triangle, and we're trying to find the third angle measurement, labeled as x. Well, since we're just working with the interior angles of a triangle, we can use the triangle sum theorem in order to help us solve for x. So in step number 1, let's recall this theorem. The triangle sum theorem states that if we have a triangle, we can add all the angle measurements together, and that will equal 180 degrees. Always, no matter what triangle we're looking at. So for this triangle, we can take these three angle measurements and add them together and set them equal to 180. So let's do that. Let's first take this angle, the measurement of angle SFN. So we take the measurement of that angle and add it to this angle measurement, angle FSN. And finally, we add that to the measure of the third angle, FNS. If we add these three angle measurements together, we will get 180 degrees. Always. So this is what the triangle sum theorem will give us. An equation where if we add these three angle measurements together, we get 180 degrees. Now that we have this equation, let's go through our triangle and identify different angle measurements for each of our angles. First, let's start with this angle measurement, SFN. Well, angle SFN is right here. It measures 81.3 degrees. So the measure of angle SFN is equal to 81.3 degrees. Great! Now let's look at this angle measurement, angle FSN. Well, that angle measures 54.9 degrees. So the measure of angle FSN is equal to 54.9 degrees. Perfect. Now let's look at that last angle measurement, angle FNS. That angle is x. That's the angle measurement that we're trying to find. So now that we have these different values for each of our angles, let's take those measurements and plug them in to the equation we got from using that triangle sum theorem. So here we have the measure of angle SFN is 81.3 degrees. The measure of angle FSN is 54.9 degrees. And the measurement of angle FNS is x. According to the triangle sum theorem, we add those three angle measurements together and we get 180 degrees. Now look, we've created an equation that we can use to solve for x. So in step number 4, let's take this equation and solve for x, that missing angle measurement. To do that, we first need to simplify by adding these two measurements together. When we do, we get 136.2 degrees. We add x, and that equals 180 degrees. Now to solve for x. To get x by itself, we subtract 136.2 degrees from both sides. When we do, these two values cancel each other out, and we're just left with x. On the right, 180 degrees minus 136.2 degrees is 43.8 degrees. So this is the value of x. This is the value of our missing angle measurement. The missing angle measurement measures 43.8 degrees. So now we have our answer. Since we were working with the interior angles of a triangle, we were able to use the triangle sum theorem to set up this equation. Adding the angle measurements together will give us 180 degrees. We then plugged in the values that we had in our triangle and solved for x. To get x, the value of our missing angle measurement is 43.8 degrees.